Hey, it's Financial Fed Friday. Do something. This is your opportunity just to get some of that positive energy flowing. Let it flow.
It's boxing time. Hey, knocking out debt. Knocking
Yes,
out debt.
yes, Rita,
I'm increasing my credit score.
up, girl. Watch out. You too. You watch out.
Ah,
That was phenomenal. So, welcome
oh,
everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Financial Fed Friday. I am your co-host, Darlene Jenkins, and my other co-host,
Dr. Rita B. rolling.
Dr. Rita B. Rowland, and we are your Financial Fed Friday team. And this broadcast is being brought to you by Affordable Benefit Solutions. So I just wanted, for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, welcome everyone. I see you checking in. I see you on Facebook. So this is a webinar that we hold on the first and third Friday. I'm already ready for the beginning of the week. The first and third Friday of each month. And we're also broadcasting live simultaneously on Facebook. So what we do during Financial Fed Fridays, we just pull back the curtains to give you an in-depth understanding of not only the benefits you have on your job, but we also investigate some of the best retirement and investment options, as well as covering a myriad of financial topics for you. If you would like to join us live here on the broadcast where you talk and we talk back to you, you can register at RitaBRowlandEvents.com. Again, that's RitaBRowlandEvents.com. Or if you're on Facebook, please go by our page, follow us and like us at Your AB Solutions. And of course, you can always go to our website and watch any of the previous episodes on Financial Fed Friday, or you can go to YouTube as well and see our videos there. Just Google us, Financial Fed Fridays. So the whole purpose of the Financial Fed Friday series is just to help you understand not only your benefits and your money, which goes back to understanding your money personality. So if you have not taken that quiz, you need to go to our website and make sure you take that quiz in the Financial Fed Friday series. We also examine your spending habits, but then most importantly, we're here to support and offer you solutions that will enable you to reach your financial destination. So before I jump into everything, I just want to let you know that the information we're going to be going over today is going to be presented in a generic approach. And why do we do that? Because we don't know everybody's situation here looking at us right now that are joining us live for the broadcast, or who may be watching us later on YouTube or even on Facebook. So without having that knowledge, we can't tailor this presentation to fit your specific needs. However, what we can do, and we'll say this throughout the broadcast, if you get in contact with us, we can tailor any of the information that you're going to see here today to fit your situation. So reach out to us if something that we go over resonates with you. So with that in mind, please accept the information that we're going to be giving you today as general in context and apply it where you feel it meets your needs. But then also reach out to us so we can tailor it to fit your specific needs. So thank you so much for understanding that. Rita?
Yes, we got a breaking news just came up, you guys. What is this? Oh, I forgot y'all. Yesterday was Darlene's birthday, so I just want y'all to give me some. Let's just give her some birthday love. Now, here's a disclaimer to everyone. My disclaimer is that I cannot sing. That is my disclaimer. Just like we got some disclaimers for our financial stuff, I got a disclaimer. But that doesn't stop me from giving this joyful noise unto the Lord. For this is the day. Yesterday was the day that he birthed Darlene. So let's give her some love. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Go, Darlene. It's your birthday. Go, Darlene. It's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday to you, Darlene. happy birthday. Okay, y'all send us some love because you know that is not good. I know I'm all over the World Wide Web. You can talk about me all day long. I know I can't sing, but it's my girl's birthday, so I'm sending her some birthday love. So yesterday, Darlene, we wasn't here. But I just thank you so much for being an awesome business partner, for being a best friend, for being my God baby mama. You my baby mama. Yeah. So, you my God baby mama. So we just wanted to give her some love in the chat box on Facebook. You guys on here, give Darlene some love, some birthday love, because you know, in these day and time, just knowing that we woke up this morning with everything that's going on, it is a blessing by itself. So that's the true gift that God has given you, that you are still here. And so thank you very much. So that was my news breaking. We can go back to our regular program.
Thank you so much, Rita. That has just blessed me and touched me. I'm trying to control all of my emotions over here today because yesterday was a big milestone birthday for me. And as Rita said, you know, I'm just thankful. I mean, truly thankful that I am still here to see another day. So thank you again, Rita. Thank you, everybody who is sending me messages. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let me get back. Let me focus.
Good morning, y'all. Sorry, Facebook, if you just joined us. We just gave her some birthday love because yesterday was her birthday. So y'all can just send her some love throughout the day. Because, you know, when you get to our age in the 50s, gifts are good. But just to know that somebody recognized and said happy birthday to you is everything. So
everything. And when I was younger, 25, even younger, even when I was 30, I'm like, yeah, where are my gifts? But at 55, as Rita said, just getting the love and support, that means everything. At that age, I appreciate it, but I was more focused on the gifts. But now I'm focused on higher things because I have a better understanding that it's the non-physical things that are the most important. And
amen.
I'm so happy
Amen.
I come to that. And so, speaking of which, this year's Financial Fed Friday, what our mantra is for this year, our theme is getting fiscally fit, getting our money together. And so this year, this is what we're talking about, ways to get fiscally fit and to stay physically fit. So with that in mind, we are going to be going over our mid-year financial check-in. So we are checking in with you, and this is the time, get a pen and paper. You want to take some notes so you know what you are, you know, what you need to do, what you want to contact us about. So on the mid-year check-in, Rita,
yes,
we need to first look at, we're going to go over a couple of things. Major life events. So the reason you want to have a mid-year check-in in the first place is just to see if what the strategies I've put in place already, if they are still relevant right now at this point in my life, you know, for the year. And if they're not, do I need to make some adjustments? And some of the things that can affect what we set out to do at the beginning of the year, as we see here, is a major life event. Did you have someone to pass away? Did you get married? Did you welcome a child, a grandchild? These are all things that are going to require you to shift. Did your living situation change? Are you now caring for an aging parent or a sick child? Coronavirus, the COVID. So how are all of these things affecting you? Do you need to adjust your beneficiaries? This is where your Financial Fed Friday team comes into play. And everyone at Affordable Benefit Solutions, hello, Javon Jackson. We see you out there. She's helping us on Facebook, as well as Robert Bailey. We see you. We didn't forget about you. Those are our Affordable Benefit Solutions team members. And everyone here, if they're your representative, please reach out to them. But that's why you want to contact us, because if you have had a major life event, You want to make sure, especially if a loved one has passed away, you need to do a beneficiary review to see who's on there. You don't want to get down the line and then realize, right, Rita, oh my gracious, I still have my mom as my beneficiary and she passed away. Or I got divorced and I still have my ex-husband or ex-wife on there instead of, you know, my current spouse or just my children or whomever you want to now be your beneficiary. So it's very important, if you've had a major life event, you want to sit down and talk with us so we can work out and see, okay, what should we be doing right now? Rita, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I just think it's so important, especially with the beneficiary. That's where a lot of money is gone to hands that they didn't intend. And we won't go into it today, but we'll talk about it another time. But it was a case that went all the way to the Supreme Court because a woman got married, didn't change it from her mother, was married to her husband 33 years, and she never changed it. And the mother had died. Her sister was the contingent, and the sister got over $1 million from her sister's insurance on the job because the sister forgot. Her husband got nothing. He took it to the Supreme Court, and whoever name is on the form dictates who get the money. It doesn't matter if you got married, got 12 kids. So it's very important as we go through this today. If there's things you need help with, you don't know how to do, you don't know what, don't just turn. We home, y'all. We're not going into the office every day. This is the time to get our stuff together. Just like you go to the doctor and you go check up your body, make sure your high blood pressure, your sugar, they give you all the blood work to make sure you're fine. Do the same thing for your finances. Make sure that your finances are fine. And so just make sure things change. So as things change, you need to make sure that your finances are changing with them.
Exactly. And then that leads into the second thing on the checklist. If you've had a major life event, it may have impacted or had a change on your income, or your income and your occupation may have changed, which for a lot of people, it absolutely did. And for most, it was a negative impact. We have, now the jobs report came out yesterday that more Americans went back to work. So it dropped from 13% down to 11%, but that's still 11% of the American population is unemployed. That's over 30 million people who've had a major change in their income. Even if it's a two-family household, one or maybe both people in the household may have lost income. This may be your situation where you were fortunate enough to keep your employment, but a family member did not, your spouse did not. So now we have to look at, okay, what type of changes to our overall financial strategy do we need to make? Did I get a new job during all of this? All of your strategies need to be looked at and addressed, because guess what? As we go on day to day, we're still aging. So we still need to have a plan in place that's going to help us arrive at our financial destination in the future. The only way we're not going to reach it is if we pass away, if we cross the river before we get to that destination. Does that make sense, Rita?
Absolutely.
So we just need to look at our overall financial strategy. Now, this last thing you need to look at on your chat, not the last thing, but here on this screen, children entering college. Now, I can be personally touched because I have an 18-year-old in college. So if you have a child either getting ready to enter college or they're already in college, there are some things that you still need to look at. You may have been saving, you may not have saved enough. So how are we you still have to balance your retirement with your children's education, because guess what? You're both going to continue aging, and you are going to get to retirement and they're still going to be young. So some of the things you need to be looking at and considering as your children are going off to college, number one, are they going to be distance learning? Are they even going to be going to that campus? And then how is that change going to, if they're doing remote learning on the computer, which is also happening on campus. You have to make sure your child is prepared for doing that. Now, they got a little taste of it, especially if they're just entering college, they were in high school. But how did they adjust to that? So now they're going away to school and there may be distance learning. Some of their classes are going to be online. Are you going to have to pay for a tutor for them? These are the type of things that need to be baked into your budget for your college expenses, as well as now I still need to continue to prepare for my own retirement. That's why you want to and talk with your Financial Fair Friday team or one of your Affordable Benefit Solutions team members to see, hey, I hadn't thought about that. There are going to be different expenses coming up for college that before the pandemic, you didn't really have to consider. You weren't worrying about distance learning, right, Rita?
Absolutely. So, you was glad that they were distant.
Well, I don't, yes, because you get some freedom. Now, your freedom is on hold, and I'll just leave it there. So,
right.
Those are some of the things to consider. So the next things we need to look at, Rita?
Yes, it's just, maybe you're starting a business or you're selling a business. So when you start to think about what does it look like if I'm going to start a business? So maybe you need to, and I have a lot of government employees who are going to retire within the next year or two, and they're all looking to maybe start a business or do something on side or work a job. I tell you, this is the best time right now to really begin to plan for that. So what kind of business do you want? I have a young lady who wants to make flowers. I asked her, what does she really know about flowers? Has she taken a class? Has she joined a group? Is it going to be an LLC? Is it going to be a C Corp? Is it going to be a sole proprietor? Have she talked to a lawyer? So I just kind of put her in a place where you need to start to think about, because one thing I have learned about being in business for 31 years, that business isn't just your little gift or talent. You're good at this, you're good at selling, you're good at, the business is everything. Your gift, your talent, your skill set is about 15-20%, but making sure you got payroll if you got employees, making sure you have proper insurance. Are you getting office space? Are you getting office space too soon? And if you have business partner, do you have key man insurance? What happens if one of them passes away? What happens if one of them dies? How does the business continue without you? Or you're now starting to sell the business. Is the business sellable? And who's going to buy it? And how are you going to get paid? Is there going to be residual income? So when you start to think about that, it's a lot more in place when starting a business, and there's a lot more when we're trying to sell the business. So as you begin to look and see what are you trying to do and get the proper help so that you can be in the best position. Okay, so it's just not like a quick thing. And trust me, Darlene would tell you, Javon is on the line, Robert, they may not have been as long, but 31 years, I did a course for my church last October, and I talked about how I made $2.7 million mistakes in business. That's lost money. That didn't include any interest on the money. So it probably is about 3.5 when you add some interest and some return, but that was just mistakes in business that I made, whether I didn't take advantage of something because I wasn't in position, because I did something wrong, or I did something and I shouldn't have done it and it cost me money. So when you think of a business, that's 2.7 million. I may not be talking to you right now because my retirement would be good. And so not make some very costly mistakes, sit down, because it's time for us to look at everything. And the other thing is future plans and projects. So maybe, you've decided you're going to retire in the next 6 months to a year, but you want to remodel a house, or there's some projects and some things that you want to do. You now may need to adjust. So I have a client who's decided she wants to remodel her home, but she also wanted to retire in 6 months. So based on the cost of her remodeling and her retirement goal, we had to shift that retirement out for a year so that she wouldn't have to take her qualified money, pay taxes on it, just so that she can remodel her house. So when you're looking at, there may be plans that change and adjust, and you got to be able to change and adjust with those plans. And the last thing is changing your retirement plans. And the other thing about starting a business or selling it, you may need to also look to make sure you have the proper retirement plans in place if you're starting a business, and if you're selling it, what do you have for retirement? Is it just the so I had a client who sold his business, and what he did was he took the money from the business because he needed to create a guaranteed income. And darling, you know him, he's now in North Carolina. We took the money from the sale of his business and put a chunk of it into a income annuity because he wanted to make sure that he did not blow this big sum of money. He wanted to make sure that he had income for the rest of his life. So the business, he didn't have a lot of retirement income that he planned for, but because he could sell his business, he sold it for like $600,000. He was able to take part of that money and create an income stream that would carry him until death. So planning, understanding what to do is critical. And then changing your retirement plans. Guess what? Being home with COVID, some people looked at their retirement plan and realized they was in a lot more risk than they thought they were. And so now they're looking, and I'm the person who wanted to take all that risk, or I decided to retire in a year and I just lost 30% of my retirement plan, 15. How does that impact your retirement? Maybe you lost a job and you have 401k money, 403b, you have money, you need to know what to do. All of these things can dictate to you in terms of making your checklist, looking at it and making sure that you have a plan in place, because as things change, we change. And we have retirement plans. I had a client who created her own banking system. It was for her retirement, but that was when she was 44. When she retired at 56, darling, she realized I never got married. I didn't have any kids. And sometimes the plans that you planned for 15 years ago may not be the same plans today. Like my plans changed about 3 years ago. I did get married, but I never had kids. So what I had started out 25 years ago, some plans I started, I adjusted those plans because I didn't have the kids and I am married. My husband older has other plans. So sometimes just life itself will cause you to adjust your plan, and you need to make sure you adjust them properly to fit your new goals. Guess what? Your goals may change. You may decide you no longer want this house. You may no longer want to live in the Maryland, DC, or wherever you live. You may want to go somewhere else. Does your retirement plan fit your change? Maybe you don't have to, maybe because you no longer want to stay in this big house where your mortgage is $3,000 and you want to move over here with 15, maybe you don't have to work another 2 years. Maybe you only need a year. And that's where, as you change your retirement plans, your insurance plan, your estate planning, all of those plans have to change too. And so many people we see every single day that what they had in mind 20 years ago or 15 is no longer it, but their plans still reflect an old plan. Make sure you have some changes in place to make sure that as your plans change, as your retirement needs change, you now got grandkids who you care about. Because at first you ain't had none. Darlene's mother is gone, but it wasn't a big deal. But when Poopy came on the scene, everything was about Poopy, and planning for Poopy was important. And so you need to make sure you can do that as well. So that's just my take on all of this, making sure. And there's some actions that you can take right now. So if you need a financial checkup and you don't know what to do, or you just got all of this up here, you need to maybe somebody help you put it on paper. Take advantage of 3 actions that we have right now. One is just come and let us help you with a financial checkup review. Let's look at everything that you have. Let us ask you the questions. Let you begin to think. Because sometimes, darling, we just also don't want to think about it. You know, I have some time when me and my husband first got married, even though I'm in the business, we both kind of avoided some conversation because we had a life change. We got married. He has children. I don't have kids. I have business. I have nieces and nephews. So we had to come together and begin to talk about it. And sometimes our plans didn't always gel. We had to find a way to bring them together that we both were happy. And sometimes it's just a conversation that we don't even want to deal with. The other thing is that, do you have a written income plan? So you have a written plan for your house. When you're building a house, you know you want this in the house, you want 3 bedrooms, you want 4 bathrooms, you want this, you want that. You got plans for your wedding, plans for your birthday party, where you want it, how many people on your guest list. But do you have a written plan for your income? Because this is the thing that's going to make sure that it has income. For as long as you live, you need a plan. You need to know that my expenses are this, my inflow is this, my outflow is this, my excess is this. That is why you need a written income plan. It can't be in your head. An unwritten plan is impossible to follow. And the last thing is that we always say the taxes are on sale right now. So if you're looking to convert some of this qualified money to some tax-free money called a Roth conversion, this is the time to sit down with somebody and see how can we help you. I just helped the client move $500,000 of qualified money now to a Roth. Did she take a tax hit? Yes, she did, but that is a tax hit that she's done with, and for the rest of her life, whatever that account grows to, and she's gonna let it sit for 10 years. So we're gonna end up somewhere 600,000-700,000 tax-free. Look at what are your plans, sit down with us and let us help you take your finances to the next level and actually have a plan for it. So.
Absolutely, Rita. And I just want to add one thing as we're talking about, as Rita mentioned, the Roth conversion. We here at Affordable Benefit Solutions, most of the time when you are planning or you've spoken to someone about planning for retirement and what you should be investing in, we at Affordable Benefit Solutions in your Financial Fair Friday team, we look at your tax situation from a broad view. We're not just trying to save you taxes this year, which is what oftentimes the strategy that was set up for you was designed to do, to look at how can we save you the most taxes we can right now. What we do is, like I said, we take a broad picture. We're looking at how much taxes can we save you over your lifetime. Now, there are going to be some mandatory taxes that you're going to have to pay. But do you want to pay the optional taxes that if you stay the course that you may have right now, that you will end up paying? So reach out to us. Because see, the 187, if you look here on our screen, the $187,000 in taxes, that's mandatory. It was tax deferred. But the other amount, the difference, that's optional. Do you want to pay that additional $300,000? And when you sit down and talk to us, we can definitely help you avoid some of those taxes. So reach out to us at Affordable Benefit Solutions. So that's everything that I have, Rita. Do you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yes, I had a question or a chat, and I think you you talked about it, but for those on Facebook who didn't get a chance, one of our listeners, she mentioned divorce. And so divorce is one of those major life changes that so much can change. Retirement changes, maybe you now have to give your spouse half of your retirement. I had a client who worked 6 more years because she got a divorce, and her husband now was going to get part of her retirement. And so she had to work longer to increase her number so that when she retired, she had enough. So divorce is one of those major things that can totally change your entire financial situation. People have gone into credit problems because now they got credit card debt that they did have. They've gone into bankruptcy. So that is one of the questions. So yes, divorce is a major life changer, and planning for that is critical.
And especially if the spouse was handling your health insurance, federal employees and municipality employees. You know, when you get a divorce, this is major. So those life events, look, it's a lot we can get into. Reach out to us so we can discuss your particular situation. You can reach us at 301-577-6340, or you can email us at fff@yourbsolutionsinc.com. We are your Financial Fair Friday team. We will be back here on, Rita, what is that, the 15th? I should know this date.
3 + 14 is 17. Give it to a girl with math. You give me some numbers, I got you. You do.
Yes, yes. See, that's why I asked her that. So on the 17th, we will see you back here for another episode of Financial Fair Friday. We appreciate you joining us today before your holiday. Please be safe out there. The coronavirus is still circulating, so please stay safe. Join us back here. We look forward to seeing you on the 17th. Take care, everyone.
Have a happy 4th. Not too many hot dogs, y'all.